$100 million fulfillment, aka how to get your clients results. All right. So $100 million fulfillment, how to actually get your clients results. I'll go live on the Instagram with all fucking 7 of my followers. All right. My name is Robert Lyon. I'm excited to be going over with this. I've scaled multiple coaching businesses. I've been a CSM in some of the biggest companies there are. CSM stands for Client Success Managers. And this is how you fulfill, right? This is how when you're actually scaling or you're actually building like a massive business, how you actually get people amazing results. Okay. So this is the secret sauce to getting your clients to the promised land, to the other side of the fulfillment, right? I'm gonna share my entire screen. I'm gonna allow. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna add to the stage. All right, we're gonna get this going. All right, I'm excited about this. I've been working on this presentation for a minute. It still could be better, but I'm going to be dropping some serious sauce. All right. And as always, let me just double check that it looks good on the things. If my mic sounds funny or if there's anything weird, please drop it in the comments so I can check. If not, welcome. All right, we're good. Kicking it off. All right, $100 million fulfillment. You will never guess where I poached this title from. But the first point of calling it $100 million fulfillment is to, mostly make you think bigger. Okay. Like if you're a business owner, this is mostly for online businesses, but all businesses have fulfillment. You go to you go to get your hair cut. The barber has to do a great job cutting your hair, has to give you some good small talk, has to, do a good job and do what you told them to do. Like, how do they fulfill, right? What makes them get a better deal? You go to a restaurant, someone has to go in the back and cook it. You got to have a good experience, right? This is the fulfillment of every business, right? And the reason that this title is important is it makes you think bigger, okay? Like if you're a business owner, and let's say not even $100 million, right? Maybe that's too far out of your extreme. What if you got 100 clients today, right? How can you make it so that every single one of those clients that came into your business or came into your program was able to get the same result over and over and over and over so that you can be so that they can be successful, so that your business can actually be scalable. Okay. This is very powerful. And fulfillment is all about the back end. Okay. So most coaches, most online programs, they're all just like sales and marketing, right? So then everyone and their grandma knows how to set up a Facebook account and start marketing, right? But no one knows how to actually get their clients results. Like getting your clients results is an art and it's not talked about enough. Okay. So $100 million fulfillment. Again, we're going to go over how I get coaches amazing results and scale their businesses. If you're watching this and you're inside of Client Success Club, just take it with a grain of salt. Like the fulfillment process that I'm going to show you is for really big companies. Okay. CSMs, they don't typically have to do as much in-depth craziness that I'm going to show you, but I'm just showing the people the best way to get their clients results. Okay. So how to actually get customers results. That's what we're going to be going over today, and how to make it a system. All right. The 3 most important parts of business. Number 1, profit. Number 2 is your team. Number 3 is your customers. Okay. You take care of your team takes care of your customers will take care of your profit. Okay. And you might be like, why is profit first? Well, because if you don't have any profit, you don't have a business. This is not a charity. This is for online businesses. And I think this is very important. And just one little note from one of my mentors, there's lots of reasons why you start a business, right? But I liked what he said. He said, what is the purpose of a business, right? And everybody said their answer. It was like, to help people, to do this. But the real purpose of a business is to support the family of the brave entrepreneur who took the risk to build it. And that's the facts, right? Because if you build a business Your family needs to be taken care of, and in order for it to be a real business, you need to take care of everybody on it. Okay, so this is a quote from Marcus Aurelius, and the quote doesn't actually really make too much sense. He says, Hippocrates, after curing many diseases himself, fell sick and died. Childe, who foretold the death of many, and then finally fate caught him too. Alexander, Pompey, and Caesar, after so often completely destroying whole cities in battle, cutting it to pieces many tens of thousands of cavalry and infantry, themselves at last departed from life. And Cletus, after so many speculations on the fire of the universe, was filled with water internally and died, smeared all over the mud, and lice destroyed Democritus, and other lice killed Socrates. What does this mean? You have embarked, you have made the voyage, you will soon come to shore, and you too will be a slave to your vessel. Okay, that's a very long quote. I heard it and I was like, and then I've told it to a few people. Not as many people had this like as profound a message from this. Okay, but the key thing is the end of this whole quote is that you will be a slave to your vessel. Okay, and as an entrepreneur who's started over 20 businesses, the beginning of the business, it's always solely dependent on taking massive action, right? In order for you to be an entrepreneur, in order for to get your business off the ground, it's like a rocket ship or a boat, right? But you have to have so much fuel just to get it into the atmosphere, right? And once your business is finally built and you start to, get some mileage under your belt, your business has been around for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, okay? As your business grows, you will become a servant to your vessel, okay? So you build the business, and in many ways, the business becomes your life, right? It becomes this living entity. And if you don't take care of your customers, if you don't take care to do the fulfillment and the inner work of your business the proper way, your business can very quickly start to sink, right? If you let cockroaches into your business, if you let termites into your boat, right? If you let woodpeckers or whatever it is, like the business becomes your life. And if you don't treat it correctly, if you don't take care of your customers, these people will have a direct impact on you and they will drag you down. Okay. And this is the whole thing is like when you're building a business that is your own vessel, you have to take care of your customers because you are letting those people into your world. You are letting them into your vessel. And if you don't take good care of your customers are not going to take care of you. Right. So that was the whole idea. The other metaphor for this is like our business is a vessel, right? So if the business is the vessel, if our business is a boat that we've built, it's what we're trying to do to, sail off into the sunset. We have to also open up our mind and realize what is going on in the current marketplace, right? If our vessel is the boat, the sea is the online entrepreneurship world right now. And in the online world, there's a lot of things going on in this ever-changing landscape, okay? Here's some hard-hitting truth about the online space and being an online business owner right now, okay? There's a overwhelming amount of over-promising and under-delivering. This is the norm, right? If you haven't bought a course or bought a program and been completely let down by the substance inside of it, then you are not alone. All right. It's 2025. Like if you haven't bought one of these, you're not trying hard enough. Right. Sorry, I just want to make sure my face didn't get zoomed in. All right, good. Because this is just the facts of what's going on right now in the online marketplace. Sure, it would be cool if we didn't do that. All right, let's go back. Present. All right, next. The barrier to entry is low. Okay. Everybody keeps building these new softwares and they're teaching all the same crap to the same people. That doesn't work. Okay. So the barrier to entry is low, but the barrier of success is high, right? People think that the coaching business is new or something. We are not in the gold rush of online businesses anymore. We are not at all in the, it's not over. It's a like $3 or $30 trillion industry in the online internet space. But this is not the gold rush right now. The gold rush was, when YouTube was just launching ads, and then when Facebook was just launching ads, and then when TikTok was going viral. That was the gold rush. We are now in the more plateau, and it's getting even harder and harder to get success, but it is getting easier and easier to get into the marketplace if you know what you're doing. All right, organic reach is dying. Probably not too many people are even going to see this video, but it's because the platforms want you to pay for marketing. They want you to have to spend your dollars in order for more people to see your eyeballs, right? TikTok isn't going viral anymore. Well, they are sometimes, but it's very rare. It's hard is what I'm trying to say. Instagram is making it hard. Facebook's making it hard. YouTube is making it hard. Search is still pretty good, but it's also kind of dying. So it's just getting harder to reach out to people, right? AI is flooding the marketplace with low quality content. Like, I was listening to this guy who was talking about AI, and I thought it was really important to mention that because AI is going to make everything so nonsensical, right? Your videos are going to be AI, your emails are going to be AI, your text messages are going to be from an AI. There's going to actually probably become an inverse where you're actually going to end up doing in-person sales as opposed to doing virtual sales, which I think is a kind of interesting concept, where it'll 180, right? And everything will be so fake that the only time they'll really be able to buy something is if they come and see you in person, which is pretty wild coming from, the pandemic era. All right. Customers are more skeptic than ever. Okay. They think everything's a scam. Everyone's a crypto scammer, right? But I mean, it is what it is. Like, in order to get people to feel comfortable, like every business I build, I have to make an overwhelming amount of proof, right? And that's what the fulfillment is all about. Old marketing tactics don't work like they used to. Okay. If you don't have a good offer, if you don't know what you're doing and you try and run Facebook ads, you're just going to be throwing your money into the big blue sea, right? It just doesn't work as well. It's getting more and more expensive to run marketing and to make money. Competition is getting fiercer than ever. Right. I've seen a lot of fitness coaches, for whatever reason, close their doors recently. Like, a lot of people are struggling to make it. And the ones that are doing really well are taking it out on their customers. They're not helping as much. Brand loyalty is dying because there's just so many weird brands out there, and there's so many different mixed messages, right? Most people don't even know what they're doing. All right. The so-called expert is just repackaging basic information and selling it as wisdom. All right. To win in this time, you need to deliver an outstanding fulfillment. You need to give your clients a reason to tell their friends, right? If you can actually deliver on what it is you're promising in your marketing, and it's so good, then there should be no reason that they won't go tell 3 more people about that or about you. Imagine every one customer you get that you do a really good job brings you 3 more customers. That's the goal. Okay. And as much as, like, marketing is everything, sales is everything, fulfillment is the long-term everything. Fulfillment is everything. Like, if the restaurant you go to always has terrible service, terrible food, you're going to stop going there. Okay. I got a Denny's over here that I hate because they just serve, their fulfillment is complete trash. All right. I never go there. I will never spend another dollar at that place. Right. If you want to stand out in the marketplace, you need to have great fulfillment. And how are we going to build a thriving business in today's online market space? It's by giving your customers such an overwhelming experience and result that it is life-changing. Okay. And that's what you should be doing, especially if you're trying to launch a coaching business or an online business. Your business should be so good that it's undeniable. All right. I'm going to teach you in this video how to build an undeniable fulfillment system to get your clients an amazing result and give them an experience. So many people just think that business is like just one-to-one, right? But there's levels to this stuff. Your customer isn't just buying because of the money. Your customer is also buying for the emotional or the internal satisfaction of what it is that they get. So you have to fulfill on all these different levels to make people happy. And it is hard, but it's doable. And that's what makes you a great entrepreneur compared to, trash entrepreneur. Plus, you get word of mouth. You'll have more testimonials, right? Your business will be able to scale, right? It just is way better. But real quick, we're going to go over the ugly, the bad, and the good of fulfillment. Okay. The ugly of poor fulfillment. And this is just like, being honest. Like, if you start a business and then you don't get the client's results, but you still took their money, okay, you might get sued. You might get a judgment against your business. The FTC might come and shut you down. You might have people threaten you with violence. You might lose all the integrity of your brand. You might hate yourself and your business and not be able to recover. You might ruin relationships with your friends or even your family. And you might have to close your business down. Okay, this is what happens if you don't respect the fulfillment side of your business. Okay, if you just are greedy and you just take everyone's money and then you don't get any results on the back end, this could happen to you. We don't want that to happen, so keep watching. The bad of poor fulfillment, all right? You are going to get bad reviews. You're going to get bad press. You might lose relationships with your merchant processors, and you might have a ton of refunds, so you're not able to actually get ahead. You might lose ad accounts and not be able to market your business. You might not be able to close sales because there's so much bad stuff talked about you online. You're going to lose your reputation. You might screw up a great opportunity. No one will recommend working with you, and in fact, will push people away from working with your company. Instead of bringing people in to work with your company, they will tell you, no, do not work with that company. You don't want that. And you might fear talking to your clients. You might get unnecessary stress and anxiety, and it can be a mental breakdown. Okay, so these are the bad and the uglies. So now let's flip it on its head, though. What will happen if you do good with fulfillment? If you have good fulfillment, all right, you will get great reviews. You will get great press. People will talk about you. People will tell everyone about how your business is awesome, which means you will generate referrals. You will even create referral partners. You will get testimonials. You'll actually be a testimonial in someone's life, right? Like beyond just business transaction, you could be a testimony in somebody's life that they joined your program, they bought your thing, and it delivered, and it was amazing, and it went above and beyond, and it actually changed someone's life in their life. How many times in your life can you actually say that you bought something and it totally radically changed your life, right? That is actually a rare thing, but that's what you should be trying to do. You'll actually enjoy your customers, and you'll be able to build relationships, right? You'll close more deals because you'll have good faith in the marketplace. You'll be able to charge more money for your services because people will be beating down your door to work with you. People will want to buy more from you because you've delivered a great experience, and you won't have any refunds. That'd be pretty sweet, right? So what happens right now in the marketplace, again, is everyone is all about sales, marketing. So everyone's marketing has to be so outrageous that you set unnatural expectations, right? Unrealistic expectations, and then people join your program and your results don't match up. Your expectations was super high and your results were complete shit. Okay, so if you want to have a really good business, wouldn't you rather have your expectations be kind of low? Like, okay, you're going to help me do this, cool. And then when they join your program, the results that they get are insane, right? That's what you want. Instead of having it the other way, where the marketers are like, I'll make you $1 bajillion in 5 minutes. It's more like, look, we can help you get more sales every single month. And then they join your program and you just double their business or triple their business or 10x their business. Like, that's what you want. You want lower expectations and you want better results for your clients, for your customers. Okay. So I'm going to give you some secrets of how to actually have an awesome fulfillment system. So actually, I'm going to come back to this. Let me see if I can find my little thing. Okay, yeah, this is where you start. Sorry. Okay, this is where you're going to start, though. So whenever you have a business, right? And again, I'm totally with all the entrepreneurs because I've done this 1,000 times where you just start something and you're just super passionate and you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall, and then you actually start making sales. You're like, oh my God. And then now you come to that point where you're like, okay, I have a lot of customers and I have to get them results. So the first part to getting your customers results is breaking it down step by step by step, what it takes to get to that end transformation, to get to that end point. Okay. On the sales call, typically we are selling them on the dream. Okay. And then you have to figure out, once they actually join the program, how do they get to that dream? Okay. What is step 1? What is step 2? What is step 3? What is step 4? What is step 5? Okay. And then at the end of that, they should have an amazing result. All right. Now I'm going to share something with you that's really powerful. Okay. This is some secret sauce. Okay. So this is an example of what a customer journey looks like. This is for like if I'm scaling a business offer, or I'm scaling a coaching company, or I'm scaling an online business. Okay. And this is shit you wouldn't know if you didn't do what I do, which is, build businesses and work with some of the biggest businesses online. Okay, so this is after they pay. Okay, so they see your marketing video, they book a call, they sign the contract, they pay you. Okay, as soon as the client pays, the first step is going to be what I call a welcome call. Okay, the welcome call is somebody else that's not the salesperson, preferably your CSM, who basically calls the client right away and just says, hey, this is such and such with the company you just joined. Congratulations. You just made an amazing choice. I'm super excited to work with you. Okay, this is a friendly voice because they just paid a lot of money. Again, this is high ticket stuff. This is high ticket businesses. This is for high ticket offers. And they just paid a lot of money to join the program. And instead of what usually happens where the sales guy, okay, great, appreciate it, bye. And then they just get hung up on after someone just took all their money. You have a CSM call them and welcome them into the program. Okay. Next step is you're going to make sure that they got their onboarding form. Even if you don't have an onboarding form, I would recommend setting something up because it's always important to get data from all of your clients. Okay, you just went in the program. Great. Where did you find out about us? Okay, cool. Tell me about your business. What are your goals? Set expectations. Have it automated. Okay, so that they get a form, they fill it out so that you have all the information that you need now to help that client. Okay. Once they fill out the onboarding form, the CSM is going to create a custom roadmap for the client. Okay. So the custom roadmap is going to be that step-by-step process that we were talking about. Okay, this client has X, Y, and Z. They're trying to get to this. In order for us to get to this expectations, we're going to do this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then they're going to turn that roadmap into the back end. All right, so the back end is going to get the roadmap. First you have to make the roadmap. Then you have to set the roadmap up for the client's journey so you know what the client's going to go through. Then you're going to make sure that you welcome the client into the program. Okay, so it's important that that you call them, you welcome them in, you make sure that they fill out the onboarding form, you make sure you get the full breakdown of what their business is, and then you want to welcome them to the community. You want to welcome them into the program because this is part of the song and dance of having great fulfillment inside your business. Okay, it's a lot of education, it's a lot of work, but at the same time you also have to entertain people. Okay, people like that, right? People like nice shit, right? People like nice things. If you do a good job with your business, it should be a nice thing. There should be moments in your process that blow their minds and gives them something that they can talk about. Okay, you can also send them a welcome video, and the welcome video is basically just like a little Loom video of you saying, hey, welcome to the program, blah blah blah. Welcome vid. All right, and then now you're going to prep for the onboarding call. Okay, so the first call is the welcome into the program, fill out the onboarding form, you do a whole bunch of stuff creating the back end roadmap. Now they book their onboarding call. Okay, you want to make sure your CSM is prepped for the onboarding call. Now they're on the onboarding call. Onboarding call should not be more than 24 to 48 hours after they pay to join the program. Okay, I don't care if it's on the weekend or whatever. Like, you don't want it to be very long because otherwise they'll get buyer's remorse, and you don't want that. Onboarding call. It's the same thing. You're reselling them on the dream, but they don't have to buy anything right now. Okay, so onboarding call, welcome to the program. This is what we're going to do. You're going to basically go over that roadmap that you prepared for them back here. And the roadmap is going to break it down step by step by step by step. Here's what you're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. And we're going to get to the end of the line, hopefully in this amount of time. And we're going to work every step of the way. Okay. After you do the onboarding call, I really like to get people a very quick win. Okay. The quick win is just something that I learned from Frank Kern and his program and his consulting program. Is you want to get your clients that quick dopamine hit. Okay. Because like they just spent all this freaking money. They want something that's like, okay, cool. Now we're going to do this. And that quick win can be what we do for coaching businesses is I call it the 50K script, where we basically see how many leads they already have. And we send this specific text message and these specific email campaigns that I know book calls, right? So if you join with me, I'm gonna implement this right away so that I can get you some of your money back right away. I mean, I call it the 50K script because I've literally made $50,000 for clients before just by implementing this one trick. Okay. Another example is for Alex Ramosi. Whenever he would do a gym launch, he would try and get the customer $2,000 within like the first 7 days of him launching their ads. Okay. And that would be because it would pay for the thing and it would just give them a good result. Okay. Now those are business offers. Maybe you have some sort of other business, but just in your mind, what can you do to deliver your client a quick win, a quick dopamine burst, because they're all excited. They're riding high on that euphoria. I just paid a bunch of money. Onboarding call was great. Now you get them a quick win. They're still on cloud nine. They're still super happy. For my funding company, the quick win that we would get them was basically, we'll remove your inquiries within 72 hours, right? You join the program, all your inquiries get removed, your credit goes up, boom, super freaking happy. For the wholesaling company or wholesaling coaching business, what we do is we would give them free leads inside of their local area, right? Wherever they're trying to get real estate deals, they just paid $5,000 to join the program. We would give them a whole bunch of leads of deals and be like, all right, start calling them, right? We just give them something that they can latch onto. That's like, okay, I made the right choice, right? That's what the quick win is all about. Next is a personal gift. Okay. There's a couple different websites that you can do this, but it's just really nice to send somebody a handwritten letter. Like, you don't have to actually write it. You can have pre-written stuff and you can send them books, or you can send them brownies, or you can send them cookies or a shirt or something that shows you care. And you don't want them to know that they're going to get a gift, but again, this is high ticket stuff. Someone just drops, $20,000. You can take a second to get someone to write them a quick note and send them a book, right? Or send them a t-shirt or send them some swag or something like that. And this is just an added touch, because a lot of the time in our virtual world, we don't really have anything that we can grab onto, right? We just spent a bunch of money and it's still just in this little box. Whereas if you can actually get your customers like a little gift, it just goes a long way. And it has class, right? That's really the reason why you do the personal. It shows a level of class that you are carrying and you're thinking about the clients. Okay. Now after that, you're going to have value calls with the clients. Okay. Value calls is pretty much where you're implementing the offer, where you're doing one-on-ones. Your CSMs are going to do these, obviously, but there should be a structure to your value calls. Okay. First value call, you're delivering on all the stuff that you promised, right? They're super happy. On that call though, your CSM should be asking for a referral. Okay. If you have more than one, or if you have more than 3 calls, it should be multiple referral asks. Next one, multiple testimonial asks. Next one, multiple upsell asks. Okay. And you should have a script for getting your referrals and asking what questions you are asking, and teaching your CSMs how to bring in new customers for these referrals. All right. For the next value call, you should be asking them, okay, how's your experience so far? We've done this much work. Are you happy? What else can we do to improve? And you want to record testimonials so you can put them on your website. And then finally, the last value calls, you should have some sort of high ticket upsell. Okay. So many business owners don't have the back end where they don't have a high ticket upsell, and you're just leaving money on the table. The easiest sell is after you're delivered your customer the most amazing experience. You ask them, do you want more? Right? We've just gone above and beyond. Do you want more? Yes, it costs way more money, but you'll get more of this. You'll get X, Y, and Z. Okay. Have some sort of high ticket upsell, or have some sort of reoccurring revenue on the back end. Okay. Send people a bonus gift. Introduce your clients to other clients. That's the only one that I didn't mention. Is always introduce your clients to other clients as well inside the program, so that they can have their own little community, where they can chat and they can have a little camaraderie. And it's also a value add. And then over deliver. Okay. If you think you're doing a good job, over deliver, and you'll know you're doing a good job. All right. The fulfillment system. I think that was pretty much it, right? You'll have your step-by-step process, right? This is what we do for scaling coaching companies. Like, we do the onboarding, then we do copywriting level 1. We'll do the 50K script. We'll implement the 50K script. Funnel started. So we'll start your website. We'll start finalizing the funnel. We'll build your VSL script, right? We'll have the VSL script written out. We'll have your ads written out. And then we have everything to launch your ads, right? Then we're going to also get your creatives that you need. We're going to launch your ad campaign. We're going to write your sales scripts. We're going to test your marketing. We're going to have a 1 week results. We're going to look at the numbers. We're going to have a 2nd week results. We're going to look at the numbers, 3rd week results. Then we're going to ask for testimonial. We're going to ask for a referral. We're going to ask for an upsell. Okay. And these are offers. Okay. And another pro tip is you really want your CSMs to have KPIs, key point indicators, every single month. Like they should be doing just like your sales team. You should be having them asking for referrals, asking for testimonials, asking for the upsell. Okay. That's what they should be doing. And again, like first you make a step by step of every step your client has to get to in order to get the results. Then you're going to put it into, Asana. The software I was just showing you is Notion, Monday. I've used Google Sheets for some of my businesses. I've used Go High Level for some of my businesses. I've used Close, like your CRM, but like you just need a pipeline of your customers, just like it would be a sales pipeline. But you have to know where your customers are at in the process, and then you need to be able to quickly look and see where they are in the process. What is the next step to get this client to the finish line and on with their lives, and make them happy. Okay. Here's another common question I get whenever you're trying to structure your business. It's like, how much do I pay my CSMs, right? And this is the structure that I like. There's no, this is what I do. Okay. And I always do Mercury, where I have a bank account for each one of these things. And then every time that money goes into my bank account, it gets automatically distributed to these things. So sales gets 15%, 5% goes to the setters, 10% goes to the closers. Marketing, 25%. That's for Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, content team, whatever it is. Fulfillment, 10%. Okay. So if you're new, I would give your CSM 10% of every client that they manage. Okay. If your package costs $10,000, they get $1,000 for each client that they manage. They manage that client for however long, right? They get paid, right? And they get paid up front as soon as the business gets paid. That way you're not having a salary. Otherwise, really it just depends. Like the higher you pay your CSMs, the better CSMs you're going to be able to get, right? And at the end of the day, if your business is really growing, your CSMs are going to be the face of your business. So you can either do the commission route, or you can do a base payment, and you want to encourage them to do upsells and make money as well. Software, 10%, savings, 5%, CEO gets 35%. And you can mess around with these numbers. This is just how I like to set up my business. Because I'm really heavy on marketing, obviously. Also, that software, that 5% from software can kind of move around, but software is expensive, and it's every month, right? So you need to have money in an account that pays for all your stupid softwares, at least for me, because I buy a bunch of stupid softwares. But like another idea is like you would take 5% from software and you put it into sales. That 5% would go to your sales manager, and then your sales manager would just do that. Or you could take the 5% from software, put it into fulfillment, pay your CSMs a little bit more, or hire a fulfillment, a CSM manager. Again, you can tweak these, but this is what I like to do with my business. And when I'm trying to figure out, how much do I pay my team for fulfillment? All right. Bonus fulfillment tips. Have KPIs for your CSMs. Again, CSM stands for Client Success Manager, that they need to hit every month. Those KPIs should be: how many testimonials did we ask? How many testimonials did we get? How many referrals did we ask for? How many referrals did we get? Did we ask for any upsells? Did we pitch any offers where we could have made more profit on the back end from these clients, right? Did we ask for them to sign up for any of our stuff? Again, another tip is create a high ticket back end offer. Okay. Whatever it is, make it expensive. And if 1 out of every 10 of your customers buys, boom, because that's all profit, right? If you're break even or making profit on the front end, and you can implement something on the back end to make extra money, this is going to take your whole business in a whole nother direction, right? And then if you don't have a high ticket back end, or if you're just charging all up front, have a reoccurring revenue model on the back. Okay. So like set up some sort of affiliate offer, set up a Go High Level, whatever it is that you're trying to do, have something that creates reoccurring revenue. So you're not always dependent on sales, right? Because sometimes your Facebook ad account will go down, or your processors will hold all your money, right? So you need that reoccurring revenue hitting your bank account so that your business can get off the hamster wheel. Okay. Another one is teach your CSMs to sell your clients on affiliate products. Okay. So it's not good enough just to have a video, like teach them, okay, as soon as the client's going to start doing this, you give them this affiliate link, they buy through this link in order to work with us, and then we use this software, right? Don't just do it frivolously, but do it with skill and tactic. And I guarantee you, if you teach your CSMs to sell your clients your affiliate products, eventually you're going to be able to pay your CSMs from the money you make from the affiliate stuff that you're selling your clients. Like it's nuts. I've done this multiple times. People are leaving tons of money on the table if you're not doing that. Okay. Teach your CSMs how to create and onboard referral partners. Okay. So in my funding company, we partnered up with an Amazon coaching company, and what would happen is the Amazon company charged $20,000. What they would do is they would send clients to us. We would get them funding, and then we would send them back to the Amazon business. And that one referral partner, we made multiple millions of dollars, and we never had to spend any more money on ads for that specific period of time. Okay, so you want to teach your CSMs to always have their ears and eyes open to find referral partners. Okay, every customer that comes into your program can become a referral partner. Tell them, okay, teach them how to sell the product, teach them how to send the leads to the team, and then if somebody closes and joins your program, you send that referral a commission. Okay, but teach your CSMs how to do this. This is a big deal. And teach them how to send leads, how to get paid, and how to pitch it. Was that it? Yeah, I think that's it. And that, my friends, is how you do $100 million fulfillment system. Okay, just remember, step one is basically break it down into steps. Here's where they start. Here's where the ending point is. Then write down every single step that needs to happen. Then create some sort of CRM that walks the clients through so that you can kind of review where all your clients are at in the pipeline. Again, you could do this with just a Google sheet or whatever, but you have to have this system in place. Okay. Bonus points if you set up Zaps and you set up, things that notify you when people are moving through the pipeline. Okay. And then you're going to be able to pop them up and you're going to know what is happening whenever you're doing these calls. All right, cool. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Did it freeze? Great. La la la. Oh no, we're back. All right, cool. I think I'm going to wrap up here. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments. Hope this was helpful. Hope you guys learned something. Again, this is like how to start a business and actually get your clients results. This is game-changing stuff. Hope you watched the last one. It was about making offers and then how to scale your business. I'm going to do one on visualization, which is going to be pretty cool. How to you want to visualize what your life is going to be like, how much money you want to make. You want to make it super crystal clear. I think that's a very big aspect for the mindset stuff. I'm going to have a bunch coming out on copywriting. I'm obsessed with copywriting. I love copywriting. Let me know if you guys have any requests. Happy to help. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.